Hello everybody, welcome to this playthrough for Master Division with various wind here in Golf Clash the game. Before we have a closer look at all the content in this video, make sure that you do hit the thumbs up button, also subscribe to the channel and turn on the notifications. That helps the channel immensely. For those of you that do want to take the next step in your game and improve it even more, you can scan the QR code here on the screen or use the link that is in the description down below called patreon.com/golfclashtommy. We there have checkpoint challenge, tour play and tournament guides for everyone. So make sure to check it out and sign up and improve your game today. You can start as low as $3 per 30 days. Info box on the right hand side to get the club distance adjustment, elevation adjustment, also what ball and club type I suggest you to play with. Have in mind that those are all suggestions and you don't have to follow it if you don't want to, but there is always a plan behind it. So let's go to hole number 1. So on the drive we start with a P1 ball at max stress with the rock level 9. All the top spin and 3 right spin with the rock, so it's very simple in that regard. If you do not set the spins with rock, it's no problem. You can still set 5 top spin and 3 right spin. Depending on what APOC level you have, you're gonna start slightly different. APOC 8 start just like that by the rough line. APOC 6 and 7 have the bullseye inside the rough. APOC 5 has the green ring, so the inner ring, to be inside the rough. The reason for those changes is due to the lesser curl on APOC 5, 6 and 7 compared to level 8. Drive has been very consistent around 375 yards. On the second shot, we're gonna do a bottom red ring a pin check. I'm doing that very quickly here in the video as I somewhat had the drive always at the same place, and then I just could work with that. We're gonna have a proper picture obviously for you, but this is also a perfect video to use as it shows the no tweak angle on the approach. 3 backspin, hard 3 backspin, so move past 3 and then back, and then we're having bullseye by the edge of the rough line, ball guideline to hole, or like through the hole, and you can see that pillar in the background or the bridge or whatever, like the legs of the bridge. If we have the center line pointed towards that, that's going to be our yellow zone, and then we're going to include zones right and also left this for the best consistency. But you can always play this one center ball and hope for the best if you are not interested in wind angle tweaks at all. Adjust is gonna be no minus 5% elevation. It's min numbers P1, and that is from +2 and also from +3. So it's min numbers always from +2 and +3 bottom red ring pin check, and then we're adding a subtracting 0.1 for every 2 yards. Get our guide on patreon.com/golfclashtommy. Best guides on the market, expert and master division. On the drive here on hole number 2, we're gonna play on the left side. Now with the new hole location, the pin is not standing inside any type of decent funnels, which in my opinion makes then the right side or the center to be not as valuable as before. 3.2 top spin, we're starting with the rock at max P2 rest, red ring by the rough line, swapping to a POC and sniper bag. Adjust is max minus 5% elevation P4. And once we have made that adjustment, we can take a look at our plus yardage. If we don't adjust past +7, you can go and use a P1 ball instead if you would like. Otherwise, it's a P2 ball or a P3 ball. Circle drop over power always. And we bounce on the fairway, up onto the fairway, and we land the center. And we're getting ourselves 334 yards. On the second shot, we are going to do 3 right spin and we're gonna do 0.2 backspin. You can see that the backspin is not much, but we need that to not come in too hot. Now, move the screen so you have this type of view. So you can see the second bounce into the rough with the ball guideline falling just into the cup to the left. So you can see the palm trees here in the distance. The palm trees is somewhat deciding if you're going to do underpower or not. If you have an angle that is outside the palm trees like this, we're just going to center the ball. What I would recommend though is to not overdo the 12-01. A massive 12-01 will make you go into the bunker, whereof a massive 11.59 will make you miss the rough. But what you need to have in mind though is that if you miss the rough, like if you go too long, there are so much of green and fairway that you will not roll into the rough or into the water. So it's a safer shot than what it looks. And the reason we do a double bounce rough bump is to ensure that we don't have to pull twice, which otherwise we'll have to do if we bounce on the fairway over towards the green. And also we take away the second bounce wind effect quite a fair bit. Drop this one loads and it's a good chance. Get our guide on patreon.com/golfclashtommy. Hole number 3 is a really good chance. Start with a side spin 4 ball, doesn't matter what power it has, preferably wind 5 as well. Go to a heavy 2 backspin, then you're removing 4 clicks of backspin from there, which is going to leave you around 1.8 backspin. Look at the second bounce. You see how that splits the dark and the bright green square row. The ball guideline would then go above the pin, and in my opinion, it is recommended to do a practice token just to find the right green square row. Now, adjust is going to be max plus 25 P0 numbers, and here I'm adding the curl element. I'm adding circle break right curl. Why do I do that? Why don't I just go center ball? It's because of two things. Number one, we do want to catch the funnel in regardless what wind angle we have, so essentially we are not playing with any wind angle tweaks. Number two, if we do have the most crosswind angle, then we will otherwise land too far left, and it will then cause a speed roll that could speed roll you over the green into the rough on the back. So those two reasons is the reason to why I'm using circle break right curl. For those not having curl grids or like a ball box and stuff like that, my recommendation is that you center the ball first, then you move as slow as you can to the right until the circle breaks. One thing that I forgot to say as well is that we do want to have the inner ring to be by the rough line together when we find the ball guideline as described. Get our guide on patreon.com/golfclashtommy. On the drive here on hole number 4, start with a P2 ball in NMT, and we are then swapping to either we stay with a P2 ball or we're swapping to a P3. The P3 will give you a slightly slower needle, a P2 ball will be very shaky. Now adjust max plus 20 P0, which is 1 to 1. I like to push the rings. It's not that super duper important to be exactly on the point of the decimal here, because we have loads of fairway to play with. So you can see here now that we adjust to around plus 5, and we are going max overpower with a perfect ball. What needs to be said though, if you decide to use a P2 ball, then you are somewhat dependent on having a long drive, meaning that you do want that glitch roll like that, because if you do get dead bounces, you will be slightly short of the check. So P3 ball is recommended, but I mean a P2 ball will be listed as well in the caddy box to explain that it is possible, but with that risk that I just explained. On the second shot, which is the more normal outcome for Apocalypse level 7 and level 8, we're gonna do a pin check, and we are adding 4.8 backspin. Rather go light than heavy here in my opinion. We are gonna go in the ring by the rough line with ball guideline through the hole. You see I'm mixing a little bit back and forth here. We're gonna get there eventually. So we go ball guideline through the hole in a ring like that. From plus, see what I noted down, plus 7 and plus 8, we're going to do 1 to 1 minus 0.4 as our adjustment. This is a do nothing angle. So center the ball and hit perfect, and this will give you a good chance for a drop. Take your game to the next level with our ultimate tournament text guide for expert and or master division. For the summer major, we are going to play Oasis 2. So Oasis with the new pins. and that's going to be super exciting, as we have not had those pins many times before. I would say that these are the top pins compared to the regular pins of the Oasis, so we're definitely in for a treat, and it's definitely gonna be a major that will be on the tougher side. For those of you that are looking to improve your game, getting some more clan points to your clan, getting some more cards to yourself, some balls to yourself in the prices, and most importantly, don't feel that you have to spend the whole week to be competitive. Join our guide community and join the largest, especially join the largest guide community there is on the market. Get yourself the information, the instructions, the things you need to become a better player, and hopefully that's going to reward you with a good spot in the weekend round of the summer major. So scan the QR code here on the screen, or you use the link patreon.com/goldclashtommy that you can find in the description down below, and you sign up today. Hole number 5, very tough drop, which drops surprisingly a lot in practice, and then obviously, because I can't adjust properly when going live, that I did edge out of the hole twice. Stretch out to max P1 with QB. Look to have the cup completely inside the white ring with QB, and then when you have done that, you swap to the rock, and then you make an adjustment, which is 1 to 1 -1. And here you can, in most of the wins, play with P0 as well if you swap after the adjustment, but I would recommend to stay with a P1 molt, just to ensure that we're not pulling to max club. Just before circle drop OP, and we have 3 right spin and 3.8 backspin. Bounces into the rough, it goes down the green, and dropping dead center for a lovely hole in 1 here on hole number 5. On the drive here on hole number 6, option 1, here we're gonna send it, or like we're gonna send it to a short iron is the plan, to go for a Falcon rough bump. Set up at max P5 rest, half of the clear ring on the fairway with a POC 8. And then we're gonna have some unlogic positions with the other epochs because it has less curl. Adjust max plus max no elevation P3 numbers. We're gonna use all the top spin, and we're going to use 2 left spin, and then we're going to push up based off the table. A POC 6 and 5 recommends to use a top spin boost ball, otherwise you will not make it over with that top spin. And a POC 7 and POC 8 can just use the max top spin here. Max curl to the right is going to be with a minor shake of the needle, and in high wind it's gonna be more or less completely slow. We're looking to get this ball somewhere around 4, let's see with yardage, see if I say 400 or 500. We're gonna be around 530 and 545 ultimately. On the second shot, we're either gonna be in landing position or we're gonna be in frame check. And we're gonna play with the Falcon level 6+. We're gonna use a 3 left spin, and whatever top spinner gets the ball guideline to be approximately half a green square short of the hole. We're looking to have the top of the yellow ring as our reference point as well. This to allow us to have the same type of distance all the time, and also make sure that we're not gonna miss the rough or anything like that. So now you can see the ball guideline is to the hole. It's a little bit longer than I would like. It still works though, but there's a risk of coming in a little bit too hot in the tailwind angle if you do that. Now this is the do nothing angle. You can see the bushes, or like the gap between the bushes. If we are more on the right side, center or right side, we're going to use 1 click of underpower. If we are like we are now, we're just going to center ball. We're going to play 49% slider. From +6 fringe check, no elevation, P5 numbers. Hits the rough and we roll down. You can see it comes in with a little speed. That's why I want to leave the ball guideline a little bit short to ensure that we're not coming in too hot. On hole number 7, this is a really tough wind, and I luckily got this one to drop more than I expected. Stretch out to max P3 rest, looking to have the white ring to be just touching the cup. Then we are swapping to the Thor's Hammer bag. Here for Thor's Hammer level 6 and 7, I do recommend to always adjust with a P4 ball. Sorry, always adjust with a P3 ball, with you up to plus 16 to go, obviously. But in video, I'm playing with a P4 ball. Setting 6.8 backspin, which is 4 clicks less backspin than 7 backspin, and 3 left. Here we need to be detailed, we need to be technical, we need to be spot on with our pull, otherwise we're gonna be all around the cup. This is by no means no money hole, and will never be. The idea here is to hit the beginning of that pad to have like a low bounce. If you have a high bounce, you land too far. That means that you most likely have too much 1159. This is the angle, that is the middle angle, the yellow one, which calls for 1 click of a right curl. Get in the hole. Adjust for Thor's Hammer. Level 8 is going to be 1 to 1, is what we're doing it, as simple as that. And for Thor's Hammer 6 and Thor's Hammer 7, we are going to adjust max minus 5% elevation P4 numbers. On hole number 8, we're going to start at max P3 rest. It does not show because this is a stupid replay glitch. So red ring by the rough line with the rock, then we're swapping to a pock. And B52 bag. If we do not have a POC 7 or 8, we're going to swap to extra mile level 9. This to give us a little bit more topspin, and then it's going to be possible to do exactly the same thing we're doing here now. Adjust max plus 20 P0, 1 to 1 with a POC 8. We are going to, after we have made our adjustment, we can swap to any P1 plus side spin 3 plus wind 5 ball. Circle a break overpower, where the circle just breaks to give us a couple of extra yards. We want to bounce on the fairway into the rough and roll out to around 362. On the second shot, we are going to do a back rough check, where the rough meets the fairway. And you can see it's plus 3, ball guideline to go over the pin. 2 topspin, a hard 2 topspin, so moving past 2 and then back. 3 left spin, and we're looking to have the red ring to be by the rough line. With ball guideline, you can see that it's looking to be that we're aiming left side of pin, but we're not, because the ball guideline trails right. But as we're doing a little offset, it's how it, like the video is how it's going to look. For B52 5 and 6, we're gonna have just a hair overlapping with the red ring due to the slightly less accuracy. Now from plus 3 and plus 2, we're going to play min numbers, so 0% slider with 5% elevation, P3 numbers. Perfect ball it is. And we bounce into the rough, roll up onto the green, and dropping dead center for a beautiful eagle here on hole number 8. Get our guide on patreon.com/golfclashtommy. On hole number 9, we are going to start at P2 max rest with the yellow ring to be by the rough line. That is for a POC 8. A POC 7 is going to... Sorry, a POC 7 and POC 8 is going to do the same, because a POC 7 is going to have a slight little push-up after the adjustment. This is going to be an POC 7 and a POC 8 ball play only, and it's also an option number 2 will be coming later. Max topspin to right spin. We are swapping here to a P3 ball. You can swap back to a P2 ball if you're staying at plus 11 or below. Make sure to check the ball guidelines so you're not jumping back anything. Then we're gonna do circle drop overpower, and we want to get this ball to around 362 to 363 yards. Obviously that's 2 yards, but we want it to be above 360 and below 365 as ultimate. On the second shot, the tricky part here is to find the spot we want to be. This is a technical shot, could be time consuming, spend a practice token. You can see here that I'm moving, so I have my ball guideline to be just left of where it shows being clipped by the tree. There are different places like that, therefore I suggest a practice token. We do want then to have the yellow ring by the rough line with cat 8, and then the ball guideline to be pointing towards the left side of the cup, being approximately one green square short of the pin. A lot of things to think about, obviously, but that is unfortunately what we do have to do. Now, adjust. It's going to be 100% slider, minus 5% elevation, P3 numbers. And that is going to be from +9 and +10. Any great left here, we clip the tree. Great right and perfect are all safe. In this angle we had the worst possible combo with the more crosswind and also the highest possible wind, and I'm using one click of left curl to get the albatross. Tough one to get, but this is in our opinion the best option we can have. Get our guide on patreon.com/golfclashtommy. Thank you so much everybody for watching this playthrough for Master Division with various wind. Make sure to scan the QR code here on the screen and go directly to patreon.com/golfclashtommy. That is via the link in the description down below. This for our premium guides. We offer premium guides for all the game modes in Golf Clash. Thank you once again for watching. I wish you the best of luck in your Golf Clash game.